Am I starting?
Yes, you are.
Oh, shit. Okay. Hi, I'm Dyyo,
And I'm Baatchoy.
and we are G.O.L.D.
Thank you guys for tuning into this new episode.
Yeah.
This episode, we are so happy to talk about our first song and single, Start Again.
Yup.
And let me tell you what, Dyyo, I love this song. I love making the song. I love, everything. What I do love about the song was how fluent and easy we wrote this song. Because to be completely honest, this shit took 20 minutes. The overall general thing, because I remember I made the loop of all the instruments, and all the part writing came later, and then you wrote the lyrics, and we came to a first draft of the song in 20 minutes of the whole thing. And I definitely wanted to say, hand the mic off to you and talk about what you feel about the conceptual aspects of how you felt the songwriting process was and everything.
So, the idea of Start Again, just kind of as a EP and especially as the single, it stems from a place of oh, I know what I've done in the past, and I didn't like that, and now that I see that I have an opportunity to restart and I have learned from my old perspectives, it's now I can offer a new perspective. And I did kind of write that song initially because I had some of those lyrics from before G.O.L.D and stuff like that, but I had kind of written that song in a weird way where it's a love song to music in a way where it's where I felt oh, I needed to start again, and I was trying to relate it to a relationship, your relationship where it was like I said, gotta get it back, maybe start again, make up for times where I lacked, make up for all of my sins, because especially I just saw that correlation between how you treat something that you care about with so much love, and how sometimes your actions may not reflect your love and intention for it. And it's now knowing that you want to move better and move and have a new opportunity to begin again. And the fact that rarely do people actually have a chance to start again. So it was I kind of wanted to write something where it's we can give you that feeling. Even we can encapsulate that feeling for the people who don't have a chance to start again. But passing the mic back to you about the production, like you said, when we sat down and were really forming the instrumentation to everything, it truly was building a story. Mm-hmm. And I remember even just listening to the instrumental just before we even recorded anything on it. It was it felt already, you can hear the song there. You can feel the movements. You can feel all the different emotions, the building, the rise, the climax, the falling action. You really, really can feel it all the way to the end, that last part where everything breaks down. True brilliance.
Oh,
True brilliance.
Man. Thank you. Literally, I think the production for G.O.L.D is an accumulation of all the music that you and I our friendship has been built upon, the early 2000s era, And it's I always felt this the G.O.L D sound for me, it's is just so early 2000s inspiration, but definitely bedroom poppy.
Yes.
And that's an alternative R&B, obviously, but I always feel I'll always have that bedroom pop feel, because that's just always just been where my background has always just been in that way. Mm-hmm. But it's just the whole thing about Start Again, I remember very specifically what inspired that song for me specifically was Heartbreaker by Michael Jackson. Especially the last breakdown scene with all the percussion that and it's just the early 2000s 4 count and shit like that. Yeah. There's so many small little quips and languages from that era that I really, really liked. And I feel like one of my things that I do when I like be producing is like, especially like I remember hearing like the lyrics you were doing. It's like I always be adjusting and adding elements to the music that kind of like binds the whole thing together. And I feel like I was very happy and proud about how uniform everything turned out to be, because it's just like by the end of the song, it was like, oh yes. It's like if your vocals and the beat were like, they feel like they're dancing together, like even all the layers of like your voice. And mind you, like when we record like Dyo's vocals, like we'll always be layering like 20 takes. Like we'll be layering like, honestly, like even like when we were recording the album, like not even the EP, like we'll have like 30 layers, like 20, 30 layers of Dyo's vocals. And we'd be like listening to them all at once. It's like, yo, we just gotta eliminate 29 of these.
Yeah.
Like we gotta eliminate like 24 of these. And it's like, that's the same thing with Start Again, where I remember we had like 12, 13 layers of your voice, like all the ad-libs, all the doubles, all the, all the doubles and everything and ins and outs. And it's like, oh, damn, like this shit sounds so good together. It did, because it was like, because it's just like so percussive and there's so many different movements. But it was just like, I remember the idea, especially the idea. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm talking about this. My biggest meditation when it comes to like even the whole EP and even like musically for me in, I guess, this era of my life has always been like, less is more. How do we achieve the most with the least? And it's like, that was kind of like, and I remember even during the whole process of the EP in general, it's just like, what can we remove?
Yes.
It was never like, what can we add? What can we remove so we can say more?
Yes, exactly.
Like, and it's like, I remember we would have many conversations in the process of like, philosophically, it's like, think of the song as if it's like a cup of water. And it's like each part is like a different volumetric measurement of like to fill this cup. And it's like, okay, with all the elements of the song, this cup is literally at its fullness.
Yeah.
We have to literally remove something to fill it up to that point again. You know what I mean? So what can we, like, instead of adding something, what can we remove to replace?
Right.
Because it's just like, it can't justify adding more. And I think that's just was such an important philosophy for me, even like production, engineering, and everything, even just everything right now. I would say, even for me personally.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Another part that I can't not talk about, that ending breakdown part. That shit, I remember, like we were part writing everything, and like we recorded everything, and then we were like, wait a second, like
we need to add something.
And Mark was like, whenever he says this, I already know some crazy shit about it. He was like, I think I know what to do. Hold on, and then like he was like, all right, like just like fucking around on the guitar, and like at this point I couldn't even really tell because he had his headphones in. He was like making sure he got the part ready for the guitar, and I was like, there's a certain glow on him, and I was like, I remember I was coming up to him, I was like, Marker, are you okay? You okay? I was like, my hand literally burned from touching him because he was so in it and so focused. Like when I tell you, this man was in the music, like he became the music, like. And then when he finally took off his headphones and showed me like what he had been working on, like, and played the whole instrumental, like with that breakdown part, I was like, yo, we got something here. Like, this is perfect. And yeah. And also, like, Start Again, like we said, we have something else coming. Just it being called Start Again, it was like, all right, it was the start of it, but we like literally started again together, like more with more intention.
Yes. That's definitely the goal for G.O.L.D was just intentional everything. Intentional, every movement was intentional. Like literally we would be in this music and like it would be like a millisecond like of a millisecond part, we were like, we need to remove just this tiny bit of the transient, and just, that was it. We'd be stop, play it, like like we were saying in the first episode, like we'd play it, stop, work on it.
Yeah.
Okay, play from the beginning. Stop. Edit. Play from the beginning until the song was
We'd
over.
be like, all right. This time we're just gonna listen to it straight through. No,
Cat.
never happened.
And that intention leads completely into the video. Like we were like, it's just like from the range of like the color choices.
Yes,
like,
yes.
And the concept, like with the, and everything was very carefully chosen, and the people and the couples in the video who were gonna play the couples. Literally the places we would pick these couples up. Like,
yes, exactly.
Like every
yeah.
tiny thing was like accounted for. Like
If you didn't notice, like the first couple, was wearing, or the in the car it was like a blue light, and then Kamuma. Also, big shouts out to her too, who did amazing in the video. Like she would be wearing blue in the flashback scene, and then the next scene was red, where the couple was angry, mad at each other, and then the flashback scene she'd be wearing red, and then the gold scene she was wearing gold, which is like our color. So like just yeah, exactly, just paying attention to all those different parts, like Mark said, like where we picked them up from, all of these different things, like super duper intentional. Even choosing Kamuma to be the girl, like
so
it's very, very intentional. Always trying to make sure we understand the weight that our music has and our art has. So like we want to treat it as such, and so like we're just very blessed that all of these people were like super down to be with it, and like they really made the video what it is.
we
And
really could not have done it without anyone.
yes, for sure.
Anyone who helped us out, really.
And a big person who was a part of that was Wayne. And
We
so
love Wayne.
Yes, Wayne, he was the cinematographer and videographer for it, and he edited the videos. And yeah, so we're gonna now bring him as a special guest to talk to y'all about. Yeah, I know, right? Super surprise.
What?
Yeah.
We have a guest.
And
What?
yeah, we'll talk more about the video. Hello, what's going on? We are here today with the great, the legendary Wayne Banga.
What's going on, y'all?
Amazing videographer, amazing cinematographer, just all around, just
Thank
like
you,
visual visionary.
We love Wayne.
I love you guys.
You guys should love Wayne too. That's how I feel.
Yes, he was the main director behind our video Start Again and our other videos as well. And yeah, we brought him in here to talk about the process of everything. I guess we should start with how we met.
No, yeah, I was gonna even say like how we met this man was literally pure fate.
Yeah, it was literally like, honestly, like it was on a job. Kind of. So like we started with a client shoot. I went to a client shoot, and I had a lot of artists that I had to meet in Baltimore, and you guys were one of them. And basically, I was shooting for a magazine, and it was like Baltimore artists or whatever, and then all different races, colors, cultures, and whatnot. And happens to be you guys on the list, and I met up with them at their place, and yeah, we just shot at what was the place called with the giant mural?
Oh, we shot a Why Not Lot.
Yeah.
And then that's where I felt the vibes from them. They're really cool people, and they hit me up. They're like, hey, if we ever have to do a video, like just hit me up, So a couple months later, they hit me up with the vision, and yeah, that's where we started our plan.
I'm not gonna lie, Wayne. When we were doing that original shoot, we were like, yo, this dude's crazy. And in my mind, we were like already trying to pick out people for videography work and stuff like that. We're like, yo, we gotta feel this dude out. But then I remember you were saying, I don't normally do music videos. And we were like, damn.
So I had like the biggest thing about music videos, because like I had my whole like stint with music videos, but I was like traumatized because like it was so like not prepared well, and I just didn't want to deal with it again. And then you guys got me out of that hole, so thank you.
Yeah, I understand artists, like especially us music artists, can be super hard to work with and super disorganized and just like all over the place. So when we hit you up and we're just organizing the videos in general, we were like, we gotta make sure we have our shit
You were first string pick.
together.
You were first string pick. I'm not gonna lie. We were like, we gotta get this guy.
And when we finally like met up for the music video meeting, like our first ever meeting here, everything was organized. It was super easy to work through, and I saw like I already started like visioning like everything in terms of like frames and whatnot.
Dude, yeah. Yes.
And that kind of like led to the storyboarding and all that stuff. So
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of, like Wayne said, we already had the concept before. Mark, I guess, can speak a lot more about like that concept, like that night that I came over. A lot of stressful things happened. It came over.
I
talked
feel
a lot
like we
about
were
life.
just going through a lot together separately. And so when we were writing the Start Again music, it felt, even just on the songwriting tip for Start Again, it was just like very stream of consciousness. Like the beat and the songwriting process was just so fluid. And and literally was just like, yo, Dyyo. I remember because we were working on the music, it was obviously just on the laptop. I was like, stop. And then you just saw me turn and turn back at you. I was like, Dyyo, I have an idea. And that's when it was just like the Uber driver and the lights and just the whole like I saw all the physical aspects of it first, and I was like, I knew what visually I wanted to be like, but then came the whole like what if it was an Uber driver and a lot of the experiences that they go through with their rides like really experiences like reinvigorates memories of their, I guess, past love and associates like them with memories and the color coordination with all of that and definitely like I don't even remember because it was like I remember we were just so excited about talking about it and I was just typing as we're gonna do this and then it was just I'm very, very proud of like how it all came together. And obviously when we came with Wayne and we had all this just like I remember we had this long paragraph of like, this is what we want to do, this is the story, like, you know. And then we linked up with Wayne and Wayne was like, okay, drew little boxes and then stick figures, like these are the shots, these are the initial shots,
like give me a piece of paper. So basically, yeah, I got a piece of paper. I read the whole prompt. They gave me like a whole presentation about it, and I was like, all right, let me draw this out because like we want everything to be visualized before we come on set because you know we don't want to waste any time. And that's why I commend you guys going like allowing me to put my input on everything and the shots. And now that I look back into the music video that's all done, it kind of is like what we drew.
Exactly.
Initially.
Yeah.
So it was perfectly like how we set it up for. Maybe there's a couple of changes here and there. But that's why like pre-production is so important in terms of making music videos or any film projects in general, or any projects in general actually. But yeah, I was literally drawing rectangles on a piece of paper, stick figures, and like making little notes here and there, and then we scanned it with the Notes app on the iPhone and
we should
like sent it to everybody.
We should have had that piece of paper.
I still have it.
Oh
Best believe I still have that.
Oh my god,
piece
we
of
have to
paper.
frame that.
Yeah, for sure.
We have to frame it.
It's like, what's this piece of art? Long story.
I just remember whenever we'd share it to people, we'd be like, yeah, you know, it's probably hard to understand now, but I promise you when we are in the day of shoot, it will make all the sense in the world. Just the stick figures and everything.
Yeah, it was important. Like we didn't send them everything. We sent them just the parts that they needed to know.
Right.
It was explaining it like, I mean, we worked with a lot of people, so explaining it like 10 times to everybody would have just been too much. So we were like, look, here's the role you play, and just do this, and you'll see later.
Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, no, the way everything came together was so natural. So it was just like breathing. Yeah, we should talk more. We should talk a little bit about
Schedule?
what the shooting process.
Oh yeah, shooting process.
Like.
So yeah, the whole project in general, because there's 2 music videos. was like months, probably like 3. Because it was like we were working 1 day per week, kind of, sometimes 2. And it's usually a Thursday or a Friday, maybe a Saturday. And yeah, because like we had like our own lives to work on, you know, and we had jobs and whatnot. So we had to find a free day. And thankfully we had, you know, the same aligned days. So that was good. But I think that was healthy because we would always come back every week with like a fresh perspective on everything.
Yeah.
And like we wouldn't be like time crunched on certain scenes, and we scheduled everything pretty well to a point where like some days we would only need to shoot like 1 thing, and then some days we had to shoot like 4 or 5 things. But
Right.
and at the end of the day, like they were all really fun, and thank God it was during good weather for the
Yo.
most part. We had a couple of weeks where we couldn't shoot because it was just raining.
Yeah,
which sucked,
the
but-
first day that we were supposed to
weather.
shoot.
Yeah.
especially like the even more so like the driving and the car scenes, the lighting was so important. I remember one thing I love about you, Wayne, is how meticulous you are about like the timing and the day and the weather. Like there's just things that like I don't really be thinking about like that, but you be like it has to be like this, and it turned out really well because of it. I
Yeah,
fuck
for
with
sure.
that.
But in the end of the day, like we did some crazy shots. Like I was hanging out of the car, with my camera like low to the ground, driving like 30 miles per hour.
We was running.
Flew my drone in the city.
Yo.
Yeah.
I might have hit a wire. I don't know. And
Running
then
red lights and stuff.
I think we had blood spurting.
Oh,
and-
yeah.
Yeah. It was really really fun. I had a good time, and yeah. And then in the day it was just like a really wholesome music video or a couple music videos. So yeah, it was a good shoot for sure.
Wayne Banga.
Wayne was like a super good sport because like even though we did plan everything, you know, it's there's certain things day of always, you know, going up wrong, but like Wayne did not waver. We just rode with the punches, like really just went with the flow. Something went wrong, all right, boom. What are we gonna do to fix it? And we got it. And we fixed it. And that type of mentality, so important when working on group projects.
Dead ass. It's like it's great because like me and Dyyo already are like we will try to do things to the very end no matter what.
Yep.
And so when you came in and you were like, no, we're gonna still do the shooting day. And I'm like, that's the language. That's my language, yo. Like I love shit like that. Like literally, it's never over until it's like
Until it's over.
until it's over.
Yeah. Like we had how many revisions?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Okay, yeah, you can talk about that too, the editing process, because I'm sure we are meticulous as well.
It's so funny because like I went with this like vintage look when I was editing, and I really liked how it looked. But then we had like a couple of revisions here and there, and then I was like, okay, this should be the last one. And then a week later, final revision. I was like, all right, okay. 2 weeks later, final revision. I was like, all right, shit, okay. Let me know when it's the actual final. But for the most part, we got all the revisions done. It was really cool. And minor stuff like credits and whatnot. And I guess like the whole movie itself was just really dope to see in the end. So, and my computer was very, very much struggling towards the end. 'Cause it was like powering through 10 minutes of footage. So I was like,
God.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. But yeah.
Shouts out to Wayne's computer, who
out
could not
to
be here
Wayne.
today, but you know, he's still in our thoughts.
Cause like I tried to do like the final revision in LA with my MacBook, and that thing just wouldn't work. It would crash on point.
yeah.
God.
But yeah, I mean we got it done, so you know whatever it takes, you know what I mean. So
Well, yeah. So like throughout all of that and like rolling it out, you know, we try to be also. There's a common theme of us being very meticulous about how we want things to come out, and like the way that we promoted the video and like the single beforehand with all of the photo shoots and stuff like that. By Davina Gracia and Afro Velvet, like doing styling, like all of those kind of were supposed to be like almost like movie trailers for the music videos, like us in a car, and then us carrying the lemons, wearing the same outfits from the other video and stuff like that. So we very much tried to have the rollout be very succinct with how we rolled out everything else. And like, yeah, when we dropped the Start Again video and like left it on that cliffhanger that everybody was like, oh shit, what's behind the door? What's behind the door? It was like, you know, it kind of just made more sense, and it kind of already framed people in the mindset of like, this is a whole kind of cinematic universe and world that, you know, you're entering into. It's not just simply a music video that you watch, like, to see your artist, see the artist sing the song or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I think that's what made it unique. It was everything was connected. And at first, when I heard about the whole like the theory or not theory, sorry, the idea, I was just like, huh? How is this connected? And I was like, oh, the door.
Because essentially, both stories in both music videos conceptually are the same.
Yeah.
Like one is like tethered to like some sort of base reality, which is Start Again, and Used To is more of like we would always talk about. It's like a drug trip. Honestly, like it's just like dystopian, just like weird like dream, but it's essentially more or less the same story.
Guy chases girl.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Universal.
Dude, that chase scene was kind of cool. Yeah.
Oh yes, for sure.
Especially in slow-mo. Let me bring it up. What were your favorite, I guess, shots from the film?
Oh my gosh.
So many.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Name one.
My favorite one, so I guess unsurprisingly, is the credit sequence.
Okay.
Because it's like it's so the way you like put it together, like, you know, we've always like talked about like what it would look like, but actually seeing it, I was like, yo, it would look so good, like the way everything was positioned and the color grading and everything.
Yeah.
That shot looked really great. I really liked the shot of like in the end of Start Again when Dyyo was running up the stairs and then match cuts to his back to the door. And then like the door scene opening, like literally the end of Start Again, like that last sequence was like, I was like, it's literally just in a way like giving David Lynchy in a way.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
I really fuck with it. Yeah, I love that.
How about you?
There's so many. The one
So many.
that comes to mind first is and Used To the moment where I'm like looking in the camera and looking at the security footage, and I see her, and then it's just a shot of her like standing like right there by herself, like with all of the rest of the stuff gone, and then you see me like leaning.
in.
Dang
she's
it,
in
that was
front
my
of you.
favorite shot too.
Yep.
That one shot where you're just leaning was super cool, especially with the backlight.
And then she's like right in front of you,
Yeah.
like, oh,
If you wanna, here's a tip, guys. If you wanna make something really cinematic, just do backlight.
It makes a huge difference.
Okay, now you took that shot. My favorite shot now is, I think it was just the drone shots in general. It really set up everything in terms of scenes wise.
you did that, Wayne.
Hey, yeah.
I remember.
Legally, I think so.
No, you did that. Like, I was amazed. I'm just amazed at technology like that. Honestly,
Yeah.
all the time, I was like over your. I remember I was over your shoulder the whole time. I was like, bro, what? It's like
It's crazy
so
how
cool.
different the view is from up top. For real.
Yeah, no, shouts out to Wayne, shouts out to Velvet, shouts out to Yusuf, who helped with the lighting.
Yusuf.
Shouts out to Obi for letting us use his car.
Oh yeah, sponsored by Mazda.
Sponsored by
Shouts out to all the couples,
Yes.
Grace and Bryant, Anna and Benai, and
Luke and Tessa.
Like, shouts out to all of y'all. Made the video what it was supposed to be, and like very intentional about everyone we chose to be in it and be a part of it, and very grateful that it turned out how we wanted it to.
Literally, there was no compromises to any of the videos. It came out exactly how we wanted it to be.
For real.
Thankful to literally everyone, honestly, for that. For
Yeah, it was a
real.
vibe. It was definitely a vibe.
Oh yeah, give it up for Wayne BANGA! Hey!
Wayne BANGA.
What Wayne BANGA?
Thanks for coming, Wayne.
No, for real. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, that was good.
Certified lover boys. Sheesh, it wasn't recording the whole time. Sorry.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
Yeah, it was.